Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to Marrick's Koi Pond. I think it's Tuesday, you know what, I've got no idea, 27th is it? I don't know, Tuesday before Halloween anyway. This pond's at 10.5, 11 degrees, no heating on at the moment. Just getting ready for winter. I've put 2 winter covers on. The third winter cover is just resting on top of that second one. But it's warmed up today. I was going to put that one on today. And then the last one that goes here, I was going to leave it as late as possible just so I can still see me fish. But that's warmed up today, so I'm not going to put that on today. Right, I'm in the filter house. I've had problems with this electric down here. I mean, I've run this pond on extension lead for for 25 years. I mean, I've really pushed me luck. But you know what, I thought, I can't live like this anymore. I've got to get it done professionally. So I've got an electrician round and we've run like 4mm, was it 4.5mm armour cable from an RCD in a garage down to this filter house. But just recently it's been tripping, and as a consequence of it tripping, I've turned me heater off, just to, you know, not have so much load in this filter house. Anyway, electrician come round yesterday and he's fitted this, see that rotary switch? That's a 20 amp rotary switch, and what was there previously was just like a switch socket with a 13 amp fuse by the side. Anyway, he said to me, he said, right Marrick, he said, we're taking the lid off of this junction box there. I mean, that junction box can handle 3,300 watts. So anyway, he's taken the lid off of there and he's put like a power meter in there. He said, right Marrick, switch everything on in this shed. I said, what, everything? He said, yeah, load it up as much as you can. So I literally switched everything on. You know, turn the pump up to full, both air pumps, ozone, air source heat pump, UV, even Alexa. Turned literally everything on in here, the shed light, the lot. And we wasn't getting anywhere near 13 amps. Absolutely nowhere near. And I think 13 amps, I might be wrong here, but I think 13 amps is about 3,000 watts. And we was getting nowhere near there, so why that switch? I'm guessing it was an internal failure inside the switch, because in the end it had a little neon light to say whether it was on or off, and the reason I picked up on it was because the neon light had packed up, and also when it had like a flick switch on it as well, so you could switch the power off, and the flick switch, the switch was stuck. So anyway, I unscrewed the top off of it, pulled it out, and it's all burnt inside. It's all burnt and melted. So I'm pretty sure it was a dodgy, I don't know what you called it, wall socket, dodgy switch. Never blew the fuse, got a fuse sitting by the side of it. But anyway, he's ripped that out, he's put this 20 amp rotary switch in, which is a lot more robust. And like I say, we had everything running in this shed. We even waited half an hour, 3/4 an hour, because this air source heat pump is like a soft start. So we wanted to wait until it was drawing its maximum amount of power, which it did after about half an hour. And with everything on in here, that got nowhere near 3,000 watts. I forget what he said it was now, but it was nowhere near. But anyway, we're all safe and sound now. Rotary 20 amp switch in there, like I say. But I'm going to resist, you know, I thought about, should I turn the air source heat pump back on? But you know what, I think they've had a good summer, a good spring and summer since this pond was fiberglass back at the end of March. You know, it's been on like 23, 24 all through the season. And I thought, shall I turn that back on? And I thought, you know what, no, I'm going to give them a winter. I'm not going to switch it on. I mean, the coldest this pond's ever got It's never dropped below like 5 degrees. And now that it's obviously fiberglass, it's insulated, which it wasn't insulated before. You know, I'm not expecting it to drop below 7 degrees, so with the covers full on, you know, I'm just going to let them go through the winter and just give them a maintenance, you know, a maintenance diet. I'm going to feed Saki Balance. I know they say you shouldn't feed it below 18, but you know what, I'm going to feed that down to 10, and if it does drop below 10 for any period of time, I should go on to the Shogun. But we're up and running anyway, so just bear with me. I'll see if I can show you this switch. This is the switch we had. This is the switch that was fitted. You know, that won't even switch on or off. But it's got a fuse by the side of it. And what gave it away was this neon packed up, and I thought there's something not right here. And like I say, I went to switch everything off to take this apart, and I couldn't flick the flick switch. But anyway, just bear with me. There we are. Look, that's the back of the switch. Look how that's all burnt. Look how that's all burnt, look. That's the neon up there. That's got red hot. And look, it's melted all the plastic. That's got red hot, that has. Now I'm wondering if it's because of that switch is not up to the job, do you know what I mean? Although it's a 13 amp, we got nowhere near 13 amps. Don't know, I mean, I'm no electrician. But anyway, that one, I feel a lot better now, because when I first pulled that off, I was getting a bit panicky, you know. I switched everything off that didn't need to be running here. I was just literally running, obviously the pond pump, and just running the air pump to the bio chamber. Everything else I switched off, including the air source heat pump. But you know, he put a measure in. You know, he's got one of these I don't know, meters. And like I say, he said turn everything on, Marek, full bore, and there's no way, it didn't even come close to 13 amps. But anyway, I feel a bit better now, but I'm not going to run the air source heat pump. I'm going to give him a winter. I sat here last night after he fitted this and I thought, right, shall I run the air source heat pump? I mean, I did run it last night just to make sure that when I got up this morning everything was still running hunky-dory, just in case that air source heat pump was sucking more juice than what we thought, but it wasn't. Got up this morning, everything's perfect, so I'll switch the air source heat pump off. That can slowly come down to ambient temperatures, and I'll run it without heat this winter. They've had a good spring and summer. So, it's one cover, that's another cover, and it's got another cover sitting on top of it. But these are still feeding. The other good thing about this cover as well, because it's got a load of trees in this garden. There's one floating on the pond there, but the skimmer will catch that. But I was having to empty this skimmer twice a day. But at least once them covers go fully on, you know, keep the leaves out of there. Right, just a quick video just to let you know where I am with the pond. I think I'll call it a day there. Thanks for watching everybody anyway. Look how crystal that is. I don't know if you can see through the glare that water, but you can see the bottom drain, look, 5 foot down. Absolutely crystal this is. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. If you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.